my spirits are high without that spirit, but because of your youth power. When I looked around, I felt different kind of energy. I have been fully updated by Shri P.C. Modi, Secretary General, Rajya Sabha, of his interactions with you. A man with such a huge experience, I never found him so happy then at the time when he was talking about you and said it reflects India's talent, youth talent. Dr. K.S. Somsekhar, Additional Secretary, we are missing one gentleman who has contributed hugely. Secretary, Rajya Sabha, Rajit Punhani. He joins on 1st of July as Secretary of an important ministry and is not in town at the moment. Sri Sumant Narayan, Dr. Kushal Kumar Pathak, Sri Rajesh Naik, Sri Alok Ranjan Ghosh, and Miss Silo, a familiar face to all of you. Sri Ratan Sahu, Coordinator or Director? Program Director. And many more have contributed in shaping the program, in handling day-to-day situations. And one thing we always know, things are never perfect. We have to make changes, and primarily on account of inputs. Personally, I take it as a great milestone for the institution. It was about a year ago, I think 13 months. We started it in May 2024. This is the 7th edition, and total including you all is 217. I expect a yearly input of 250 plus, given the importance of India's demographic dividend. Our median age for the youth is 28 years. We are 10 years younger to China and the US. You have the most significant role to play for attainment of Viksit Bharat, because you are at that prime of your age, where with each passing year, you will be having incremental journey, both in terms of time and seeing our Bharat home to 1/6 of humanity change for the better. You therefore are the most vital stakeholders in democracy, in national growth, and in attainment of Viksit Bharat. And therefore, as I say quite often, the engine will have to fire on all cylinders. Viksit Bharat is not a dream, as Bharat is no longer a nation with potential. We are a nation on the rise, and Viksit Bharat is our destination for sure. Going by the overall system and addressing the serious concern raised by the Secretary General Shri P.C. Modi, uncertainty of future. Where do we go from here? This is a real concern. I have personally lived life the tough way. If we have these officials, they have made their way through tough terrain, difficult terrain, air pockets, headwinds, challenging scenario, sometimes getting frustrated also. While there has been 180-degree change in India's ecosystem, we live in times of hope and possibility. There is no gloom or despondency. But then there will be setbacks which you will not find rational. There will be success of some which you may find unjustified. My appeal to you, don't be critical. This is part of the game. Overall system is excellent. There are affirmative policies of the government that allow every young mind to use his talent and potential exploitation to realize dreams and ambitions. Let me give you a small illustration. Our youth desperately look for government jobs. They think that there is nothing beyond government jobs. Now just think for a moment. If International Monetary Fund says India is global favorite destination of investment and opportunity, is it for government jobs? No. So there must be much beyond than government jobs. So youth will have to come out of this silo that these are the opportunities. We must get into clusters, go to coaching classes, desperately work day and night, live in challenging conditions, thinking if we don't get it, the world comes to an end. That is no longer the scenario. Your opportunity basket is ever getting enlarged. Think for a moment, how many people from top services, IAS and others, have left their jobs to get into marketing of agricultural produce, milk, fruits, vegetables. Look at the premier institutions, the IIMs. They don't look for government jobs. IITs, top law schools, great colleges. And therefore, once you get it out of your mind that my future depends only on government service, you will be really happy. You just have to strain your mind slightly to know the avenues that are available to you. And therefore, there should never be an occasion in your life to think for a moment what I will do. World's largest market is India. You have to commit yourselves to make life better for 1.4 billion people. Individually, every citizen can contribute massively. And that will be a great impact on our mindset and on our progress. Therefore, it was a serious concern. But the kind of expertise you have, the kind of connect you will have at the moment with 217, the number will go. It is in 3 digits. Number will go to 4 digits. It will keep on rising. So as you will grow and march in your life, you will have the great benefit that in every district of this country, you will have Rajya Sabha internship fellow. That will be a great connect. And that will be nectar of life. We are in the process of evolution of a very strong, robust mechanism of a connectivity amongst you all. So people will look for those who have got this kind of internship. Not finalized yet, but then we will go for an optional program. We'll choose amongst the interns of first 5 batches. We'll have a definite number and give them what is known as very advanced training. So it will take 3 stages. We are at the moment in the first stage. First stage, the input is from all quarters. The second stage will be input from amongst you all on what you want and what limitations we have. So it will be ongoing exercise. You may be in any walk of life, in any discipline. Surely you can take out 7 days for the second kind of internship we have been planning. We'll unfold it on a platform. So take it from that sense. When things go the right way, like family gets good income, country is on growth trajectory, there are challenges. And the challenges come with success. Challenges come with material gain. So when Bharat is on the rise, there are challenges. Because when Bharat is rising at this speed, the world thinks 5,000 years ago, this country was in existence. Uniqueness of our civilization. And therefore, we have to be on guard. I appeal to you. Contribute to change of national mindset. Our mindset has to be nation first. We have to show exemplary commitment to national welfare and patriotism. National interest is supreme. No interest or fiscal gain can be higher than this. But look around, are we having that mindset? People challenge public order on the street. Public properties destroyed. There must be national anger. There must be national wrath. These people must be named and shamed. The system will move fast when there is overall mindset that no, how can you challenge public order? National discipline, whether it is on road or otherwise, defines where our nation is going. Therefore, I suggest to you to pledge yourselves today. Take pratigya. प्रण लीजिए पंच प्राण के. And this has come out from our civilizational ethos. And these 5 principles, full of sublimity, are aimed at making the nation great and great and great. The first is social harmony, samajik samrasta, that transcends diversity. It results into national unity. The world has learned from India, Vasudev Kutumbakam. The world is one family. We have demonstrated to the world by our Upanishads, Vedas, epics, inclusivity. And therefore, samajik samrasta is fundamental. which requires we must take on forces that are inimical to this concept. The challenge to Samajik Samrasta is emerging by challenging our identity. Our identity is defined. You can look into our historical perspective, and therefore, demographic changes which are not organic. Demographic changes that population of a particular sector must increase so that by strength of population we can come closer to power. That cannot happen. Challenge to the identity. We cannot have in the country millions of illegal migrants. No. And therefore your duty as an individual, we must identify them. Why employ those who are not our citizens, who have come to this country not legally but illegally? A serious question. The moment for some ease, affordability, you employ an illegal migrant, you are snatching work from our own people. I see all around with pain and anguish. These illegal migrants are servicing nearly several critical areas in high-rise buildings and otherwise. They are a great drain on our employment potential, on our civic amenities. You have to be alert at it. India is a country that believes in harmony, which means you practice a religion as per your volition, your option, your choice. You cannot be made to be attracted to a religion by sugar-coated promises, allurements. That is a step towards destroying a sense of Indian identity. Anyone has a right to choose a religion of his or her choice. But if there is allurement, temptation, something that comes with a string, that is challenge to our civilizational essence, our foundations will shake. And I can assure you, this change is taking place. Every individual has a right and duty to attend to this. The second is family unentitlement, kutum prabodhan. You are at the right age. What you learn as a child remains with you all your life. The good values are imbibed as a child. Temperament of our culture, our values, respecting elders, loving the neighbor, caring for society. All this happens with kutum prabodhan. And this prabodhan comes after prabandh. You must learn it. So at this age, if you find a younger child, spend few moments to give some good advice to the child. Encourage the child. There will be peace and harmony in the system. Third is environmental protection, Paryavaran Sarakshan. Now, this is a buzzword in all boardrooms, in all parliaments, in global bodies. Climate change, climate change. Who is responsible? reckless exploitation of nature. And therefore, all of you must be torchbearers and watchdogs. We are trustees of natural resources. These natural resources have to be optimally utilized to cater to your minimum needs. Imagine someone says, I can afford any number of cars and my cars can be used lavishly, indulgently, because I can afford the price of the car and the petrol, gas. No, you can't do that. So follow that principle. And environmental protection. Prime Minister Modi gave a call, Ek Ped Maa Ke Naam. Only recently, I said this is minimum. Ek Ped. No limitation of one and no limitation only for mother. I started for both my parents. Pledge yourself. कितना अच्छा लगेगा माँ के नाम पेड़, पिता के नाम पेड़, दादा दादी के नाम, नाना नानी के नाम, और उस पेड़ को नर्चर कीजिए. ज्ञान होगा कौन सा पेड़ लगाऊं, ज्ञान होगा इस पेड़ का क्या महत्व है. You will have a great attraction to that. Fourth, Mahatma Gandhi gave us a clarion call during freedom movement, Swadeshi. Prime Minister Modi has given another call, be vocal for local. I urge you to believe in Swadeshi, be vocal for local, so that we realize the dream of Atmanirbhar Bharat. I'll give you one small illustration. By importing avoidable goods, clothing, carpets, lights, this material, toys, furniture, we are sending our foreign exchange abroad to the extent of billions of dollars. But apart from that, we are depriving our people of work. So if you get committed to Swadeshi, vocal for local, and this is individual effort, you will be massively contributing to economy of this nation. I call it economic nationalism. At the cost of economic nationalism, we cannot gain financially. A fiscal gain, whatever be its quantum, can never be a justifiable premise to throw away commitment to economic nationalism. That's something you have to do. The last, civic duties, Nagrik ke kartavya. In our constitution, framers of the constitution did not include fundamental duties because they were sure these fundamental duties are there in our culture. They are part of our civilization. But as we progressed, it was found necessary to have a separate part in the constitution. Part 4, capital A, fundamental duties. There are 11 fundamental duties. If you go through those fundamental duties, and please do it today, you only have to Google Part 4, capital A of Indian Constitution, fundamental duties, 11. 10 came in one tranche, then the second one came much later. Each one of them is easy to be implemented. But the result will be absolutely phenomenal, exponential for the nation, for the society. Believe in that. 2 events, boys and girls, are around the corner. One is tomorrow. And tomorrow is International Yoga Day, Antarashtriya Yoga Divas. This emanates from our treasure. It has its origin in Bharat. It is deeply embedded in our scriptures, the essence of it. Our Atharved is encyclopedic about health, wellness, how to take care of the body. So this idea occurred to Prime Minister Narendra Modi that we must share this good practice with the entire world. And we had a great achievement. In September 2014, when Prime Minister began his first term, he made a clarion call at the United Nations while he was addressing the General Assembly. He said, I quote, "Yoga is an invaluable gift of India's ancient tradition," unquote. The world picked it up. In the shortest of time, within 75 days, largest number of countries, 177 nations, converged into a resolution of United Nations, Resolution 69/131 on December 11, 2014, declaring June 21 as International Yoga Day. Since then, it is celebrated all over the nation. I had the occasion, we'll be celebrating 11th tomorrow. I had the occasion to be at the main function in the nation on 9th International Yoga Day at Jabalpur. And the Prime Minister of the country, Prime Minister of the largest democracy on the planet, most vibrant democracy, oldest democracy, had the occasion to participate in a similar program at United Nations headquarters. Boys and girls, yoga is not limited only for this International Yoga Day celebration on June 21. June 21 is a focal center for everyone to know about it. It has to be part of your daily life. Start practicing it. You can do it in parts at any time of the day also. It will give you relief, purify you from every sense, take on occasions despondency out of you. None of you were around about an incident I am reflecting, which comes as an anniversary, sad anniversary. This week, within 7 days, India was in 18th year of its independence from British colonial regime, 1975. It was June 25, 1975, at midnight. President of India then, Dr. Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, he signed, I am subject to correction whether he was doctor or not, but President of India then, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed, and he signed at the instance of Prime Minister, then Prime Minister, Srimati Indira Gandhi, a declaration of emergency in the nation. It was for the first time. Now, you are discerning minds. A president cannot act on the advice of an individual, the Prime Minister. Constitution is very categorical. There is a council of ministers headed by the Prime Minister to aid and advise the President. This was one violation. But what was the result? More than 100,000 citizens of this country were put behind the bars in hours. They were dragged out of their homes, put in cells all over the country. Our constitution ceased to exist. Our media was held hostage. Some of the illustrious papers, Indian Express, to name one, there are others, Statesman being another. They had blank editorials. And you know, illustratively, who were these people who were suddenly put behind the bars? Many of them became prime ministers of this country. Atal Bihari Vajpayee, Morarji Desai, Chandrasekharji. Many of them became chief ministers, governors, scientists, talented people. Many of them were of your age. That was the time when all fundamentals, a sense of democracy, capsized. In times of distress, people look up to judiciary. So 9 high courts in the country gloriously defined that emergency or no emergency, people have fundamental rights. There is access to justice system. Unfortunately, Supreme Court overturned all the 9 high courts and gave a judgment which will be the darkest in the history of any judicial institution in the world that believes in rule of law. The decision was, it is the will of the executive to have emergency for as much time as it thinks fit. And secondly, during emergency, there are no fundamental rights. So the judgment of the Supreme Court legitimized dictatorship, authoritarianism, despotism in this land, Bharat, the oldest and now most vibrant democracy. You therefore have to remember it because you were not there. I was there. Some of them were there. I being the oldest in the room at the moment, am I right? Yes, I am the oldest. I know what it meant. And therefore, the government thought very wisely. And a notification was issued on July 11, 2024. And that was for a valid reason. We were having 75th year of our republic. We became independent 47, the 75th came earlier, but we became a republic. So we were starting that adoption of the Indian Constitution, 75th year. And this day was declared officially by a Gazette notification on July 11, 2024, that June 25th will be Svidhan Hatya Divas. And this is to make this event as a somber reminder that we have to be ourselves guardians and watchdogs of democratic values. So I urge all of you to carefully spend time. One homework was fundamental duties. Second is, please learn everything you can about emergency. Then you will come to know price of democracy. Always remember, learning never stops. Always remember, the concept of failure is a myth. So is the fear of failure. If you read, and I can tell you, I keep on telling, first let us have a look at our Vedas. Most have not seen Vedas. Once we have a look at Vedas, then we'll find out what is there in Vedas. Once we go to Vedas, then we'll find something more fundamental. That at that point of time, our knowledge extended to astronomy, astrology, finer aspects, which are emerging now. So I wish you the very best in your life. No tension, smile, no stress. The greatest energy is to be in touch with one another and to be in touch also with your earlier Rajya Sabha internship fellows. We are looking for a good name. Rajya Sabha internship fellow is a name that has immediately come to my mind, but I'll get good input from people here and there and your inputs also. But we will structure it as an organization which will take you after some time not only to Bharat, but to the world outside. The platform I can indicate to you, which we are in the process of formulating, and the Secretary General is looking into it with very keen interest. You'll get everything on that platform which young minds need. About global knowledge resource, your opportunity basket, and counseling.